welcome back to the channel. Another champions video. My next group game and my final group game in this round of the latest heroic season, community-led online tournament. It's my final game. One of the chaps has unfortunately had to drop out, so I'm playing one of my online nemesis, a chap called DanyKaa. We were in the same group last time, and Danny got the better of me, so it's a bit of a grudge match, a bit of revenge, hopefully. But Danny is unfortunately he broke his leg this week, from what I heard. So if you're watching this, Danny, hope it's not as bad as it could be, and that you're on the mend soon. But if you're not familiar with the concept, it's conquest rules. So you have to have one deck from each faction, and then you get to ban a faction from your opponent, and then it's whoever wins with all three factions gets the win. So I'm pretty certain we've all won at one game. All the people that are in the group have won a game against each other, quite possibly. So it's quite important, this one. So basically, if I want to go through, I have to beat Danny. And me and Danny have slogged it out online a few times in this tournament on ranked as well. And it's usually quite even matches. So let's have a look. I'll just message him just to see which faction he wants to ban. Hopefully he hasn't watched my previous video, because I've not changed many of the decks. So we'll see. I'm just trying to think who I want to ban. It's a tricky one. I'm pretty certain Danny's quite a big order player, so I might ban order, just because I hate playing against order. I'm going to ban order. I'll do that. So I have tweaked my squig deck. I've taken out the useless card. I've taken out a couple of the units that I didn't see the point in using much, and added in a couple of other squig units. So oh, sorry, just looking at the. Okay, so Danny has banned Death, which means I get to play my boy Scarbrand. Interesting. I thought he'd banned Chaos. So I get to play with Chaos, I get to play with Order, I get to play with Destruction. So that'll be my Squigs, my Trees, and my Scarbrand deck. So let's see. He's just typing in the message board now. I'm pretty certain I'll drop a challenge in. So I've challenged him. We're just waiting for him to do it. But yeah, Danny's a really good player. Like I said, we've sparred a couple of times, and it's always quite close. So hopefully his injury that he's got recently isn't bothering him too much. I think he said he did it playing football. So again, get well soon, Danny, if you do watch this. Just waiting. There we go. Lovely. So what should I play first? I think it's like your penalty shootout. Does the best player go first, or do you keep the best player back for the end to make sure you get the win? I'm going to jump in with Chaos. Let's get on the board. Let's not chase a win. Okay, what you got, Danny? Hey, a Chaos off to start off with. So, now will he have all kind of old school stuff like me, or has he got some sneaky tricks in the bag there? Okay, so he's going to be concentrating on big, heavy hitting units. So this champion here increase the damage done from highlighted units on their last corner. So any units on these two at their last corner are going to be big hits. And this chap is just strong because you just get to chuck a unit out at the start. Okay, so quite unit heavy opening there. I guess it depends on what goes where. Okay, so he's going to be concentrating on questing the snail dude, as I call him. Official name. Horticulus Slimax. But his model in the game is it's quite cartoony, really, from what I remember. Okay. I want to get rid of that. I want to stop him from questing. So, Blood Hunt. It's a lot of... It's 8 points of health there. There's a big difference there, but I don't have much of my kind of money shot cards. Let's just try and concentrate on questing. A little demon dude on the end there. I think this will kind of go down to who can do some questing first. Do I quick quest this guy, or do I just try and move these chaps along? What you got, Danny? This isn't your usual kind of wham bam, thank you ma'am, chaos punch up. I think we've both been quite conservative. Okay, hopefully this is going to be a buff. I'm not sure about instant. Okay, that's a good one for me. It's So unless he removes something, I've got him. So he has to remove something. 6. In fact, I think I've got him either way. Unless he can finish me off. Because he doesn't need to do the full 11. He could do 10 damage to me. Yeah, I think I've got him. Because this will now... No, I haven't. I don't think I have. I have got him. And then if I do 4 damage to him now... Oh no, I've got this. Yeah, that's a big hit. Okay, so that's 1-0. Yeah, chaos off there. So yeah, that was that was quite a slow game for two chaos decks. So now what do I do next? What do we think? So I am going to go with trees or the squigglies. I'm going to go with my squigs next. Let's get that out of the way. I've not played the squigs against chaos yet. Let's see what he's got. Now, obviously, he can choose to play Chaos again, or he can choose to play one of the other 2 decks from his hand. I think he'll probably play Chaos again. Oh, no. I think we've got Death. Here we go, a Mordant deck. So this is going to be very... It's going to be quite a big punchy deck. Unless he's got the new old version with the new boss that gives you the extra 2 cards, but we will have to see. So again, if you didn't see it in the previous video, this particular deck I have, I've tried to keep it as fluffy as possible with just Goblin and Squig themed cards. I think Deadly Chop is my only one that isn't sort of themed artwork wise. But the whole point in this deck is I want to win by milling. So having the opponent just burn through all of his cards until he can't play anymore. Oh, pardon me, sorry. Just belching away on the stream there. Do apologise. Although I know that I do think that's quite a niche thing, so that might get me a few more extra viewers on the perv scale. But so in the last tournament, I got so close to milling someone out in all the games. I think definitely in the first 2, my opponent ran out of cards. So let's try and maybe try and get this over the line. Okay, though, so let's start the milling train. Okay, so 2 kind of pretty big abilities that I got off in there. Just trying to open this can of Brewdog Punk AF quietly so you can't hear it. Other non-alcoholic IPAs are available, obviously. None as good as this one, though. So I think Danny may be, because I think he's not been playing as much since Unleashed has come out, so he may be just kind of looking at cards and thinking, what the hell does this do? A bit like I do against anything new. But let's see. As a mechanic, milling is incredibly frustrating to play against because it takes away the control you have from your deck. And so one way to combat it is just to draw as many cards as you can, which I think Danny's doing here, just to make sure that you could just get as much into your hand as possible. Okay, that's a great card to discard. He does have the ability to bring that back with some of the cards in death, so I'm going to draw as well. Now, I was unsure about keeping this card in. I've kept it in, one, for fluffy reasons, goblins. Plus, I'm really looking forward to these being in Underworlds in Beastgrave, which is available at the weekend. So we're looking forward to that. And just I quite like the idea of having the extra action. So that's why they've been kept in. They didn't really do much for me in the last few games, but hopefully they can prove their worth in this match. So I've got a decision to make. I can remove that and then put a squig down for questing, or put the squig down and then remove it to discard a card. I think because the whole point in this deck is for milling, I think discarding. Let's get some discarding going. I don't want these guys to quest because the blessings that are associated with this deck are really strong. So he may have stuff that makes my units dormant. He might have stuff that makes my champions dormant. Stuff that blocks damage getting through. And hand control as well that can shuffle cards back into my deck. So I think I just want to prevent him from questing and then concentrate on milling as well. So I don't necessarily have to quest this stuff if I control how quickly his hand is coming up, if that makes sense. I'm not sure if I've described that well enough, but hopefully you kind of get what I'm getting at. So just slowing down the progression of his blessing quests while milling through his hand is very important. How many cards has he got left? So he's got 14 left in his deck, 6 in his hand, so he's got 20 cards left. I don't think I want to quest this just yet because I might get the old squiggly rampage, which would be useless because I want to have a few squig units in my discard pile to be able to bring them back and then deal up to 4 damage by doing that. So let's see, what's he thinking? I'd love to get rid of that again, but just don't think I've got it quite in there. Ouch. So I've ditched all three of his Vigor Necros, which is quite a big deal because he can bring back stuff out of his discard pile. So he doesn't have that ability now to do that. It's quite bad, actually. I do apologise, Danny. That's quite a tough break. Yeah, that's just kind of unluck of the draw. Similar thing happened to me in my last game. If you've seen that video, you may remember Deadly Chop came out twice, and then another card came out twice in a row from the top of my deck. It's as if the computer didn't bother to shuffle. But it's the curse of an RNG game. But this is going to be interesting to see what he's got in his hand. I'm just trying to think, have I got anyone that costs more than 7? Here we go. Oh, I thought he might have tried to remove this guy. Oh. Has he made a mistake there? He hasn't got any... Hang on. Search your deck for 3 different unit cards and move them to your discard pile. Has he not got any units left in his deck? Or has he made a boob there? Did he do that on purpose, or did he make a mistake? I think he will, because I think he might have made a mistake there, because I think if he wanted to do that, just to speed a quest along, it would have made sense to get rid of this guy. I can deal some damage. And of course that card goes back. Rotating that might do me a favour if he does. Okay, that helps me out a bit, rotating that guy, because if Squiggly Rampage is in there, I'd prefer to have a few more Squig units in my discard pile. Oh, you're the dormant guy, aren't you? Yeah. He is starting to run away with this a bit now. For 11. Can I hold out for that many cards? So I'm going to discard a card there. Will I have enough? I might have to gamble with this. So 6, 5. So he's got 4. Gonna go for it. Oh, okay. That's good. And then let's do some more discarding. Let's get this guy going. So why didn't he bring any fearless Feel the Grey Tide? Oh, I think he might have made a mistake when he played Feel the Grave Tide. So if you've got a unit there, he has to play it now, because if not, this will stop him. Oh, okay. Shuffle those back in. I'm surprised he didn't put him here at the end, unless he's got another unit he can put down. This is very close. Oh, no, that's bad for me. That's bad for me. Well, it's not the end of the world. Oh, he has one card left in there. He definitely has the potential to be able to finish me off here. I'm just not sure what cards he's got. But Mordants do have the ability to be able to do that. He's going to be gaining health with these guys, and he's going to be dealing damage with these guys if I get him down to 5. Can I mill him before? So he's gonna run out of cards. But can I get the mill over the line? I've not been able to do it yet. Okay, so this makes this guy pointless. Makes what I've got in my hand pointless, but I need to try and deal some damage. I think that was a bit of a dumb move what I've just done there. So he can't put anything down here, which is a bit of a godsend for me. But he has to play cards. He has to play cards or he loses. He can't put down here, which means he has to, if he's got an ability, he has to use it. Oh no! Oh, what's in his hand? Okay, so I'm getting rid of you. Oh, this is tense. What is in your hand, Danny? Do you have units, or do you have... Oh! Was that it? What are your other cards, Danny? Oh. Oh no. He's won. He's won. I can't do anything about that, so that's damage. That's damage. Ah, oh, well played, buddy. Yeah, this guy. Oh, again. The mill. So close. So this guy is going to be doing 4 points of damage, so I can't do anything about that. Oh, so close with the mill. So close. Well played, man. That was good. That was a close one. So 1-1. Okay. Do I go back in with the mill? Oh, how you doing, Adam? See you creeping online there. Do I go back in? So, chaos. Will the mill be chaos? I think it could. I think it could. I think it can beat chaos. Squig Life is going back in. I couldn't get any closer to the mill win than what I just did there. Unbelievable. What a game. So was this his chaos map they used before? A terrible memory. Okay, here we go. So I think I can beat this with the mill. I really enjoy this mill deck. I think I needed to tweak it a little bit. Maybe try and get a bit of magic in there. Swap out maybe one of these dudes for a wizard. I'll have to look. Are there spells that can help with milling? If you play mill decks yourself and you're watching the video, do leave a comment just to let me know what you've been doing, sort of how different your mill deck might be to this. Okay. So 1-1. Like this and this didn't come out at all in that last game. What's he going to put in there? Same as last time? Or has he got something else? Same as last time. Okay. Okay, let's get rid of that. Judo chop that out of there. So unless he clears that, I'm in a great position here with this guy. Only needed to put a grot unit down, and I have this card which can guarantee that I put one in there, so I can hold this back until I at least know I have 4 squig units in case it is Squiggly Rampage, the best named blessing in the whole game. Don't really want to play this yet. Okay, so that dealt damage because of Glareface Scaremonger's last stand. Well, he's quite far ahead here. Just got those 2 in there. That's too much of a risk. I may have massively misjudged whether this could be a chaos deck. Oh, okay. Really? Not really milling through his deck quick enough. I think Chaos is going to stomp this. Let's try and get this one. So I have a grot unit here in reserve now, so I can play this. Here we go. Let's get this in. Two in there now. One. No, 3 in there now. Okay, cool. So I'm going to run with it next time, I think. Yeah. So next turn I'm going to drop this guy in to complete this quest. Getting Squiggly Rampage would be an absolute bonus. Could do with this not being... Oh. I think I'm too far behind now. That is a game changer. That's everything, isn't it? Yeah. So this guy is auto... If I get him down to 15, this guy is automatically doing 4 damage. Who do I want to discard here? Where are these 11s? Yeah, I'm not burning through his deck quick enough, and he's got a lot of tricks in his arsenal to be able to absolutely bury me. Here's one of them. What else you got in there, Danny? I can't remove this guy because he'll have 2 damage from his last stand. He's going to do it anyway. Oh, that's game over. I can't do anything about that. Because he can deal the damage with this guy. Did I discard the wrong card here? If I kept Grot Ambush, I could have maybe kept myself in the fight a little bit there. But that was closer than I thought it was going to be. Oh, a bit of overkill there, Danny. But a good game. 2-1. So, destruction versus destruction versus destruction, or trees versus destruction. I want to get the trees out, I think. If I win this game, all of my games have gone to 3-2. So this is going to be close. So Danny was just messaging me on Discord just to say that he hasn't been paying much attention to the game since the last Heroic tournament, when he beat me, typically. But it's always nice to play against someone familiar as well in the game, particularly when you can chat to him on Discord while you're playing. Let's see. What is his destruction deck going to be like then? So he's not going to have a milling deck. So is his? I think he might have one of those. He might have an ogre deck, possibly, like an ogre beast deck, maybe. Let's see. Time will tell. Right. Let's get this one. I really like this deck. It's not too kind of cheesy. Sylvanas decks have been very kind of cheesy in terms of how much healing they can do. Now with destruction, I really want to. Hopefully, he puts something here that is very unit heavy, so that this guy can get to work. Okay, there he is. Old glare face. I'm familiar with him. Another one. Oh, I think this means it's an ogre deck. Is it an ogre? No. Loon King. Okay. Ooh. Okay, that's a good start. I get that card. Okay, so if I just try not to put any units here. I want to keep those. I want to keep all three of those cards. I'm going to automatically draw anyway, so I'm going to drop you in just to deal with the damage and to get the quest going. I have cards, which mean I can bring this guy back. Yeah, this is pretty good. Although I'm not really dealing damage with abilities, but I can remove that. I can remove that, which I might do just to get the quest running and just to be annoying. Okay, yeah, so we're going to get rid of that. It's very sneaky that this guy can play abilities when they have a spell. A lot of people do forget that as well. So I've not really made a decision yet as to what I'm going to do next turn. I'm going to wait and see what he does. I mean, he's just kind of helping me quest my branch witch there. So I'm going to get rid of that Flock of Doom. Again, I'm getting all my removal out. It's being very kind to me, my draw at the minute. Though my hand isn't particularly great. I am having to play cards as opposed to kind of play off the synergy of my champions. Oh, that's a great card. But sorry again, I am going to remove. I am going to remove that. Yeah, having 6 cards for removal is quite obscene. So we'll remove that. I might rotate this one forward just so he loses. He may deal the damage to me, but he then loses the action. And then I'm going to draw. Oh, it's another one. As nice as it is to have these cards come out, it does slow the game down a bit. It's not the type of sort of synergy I'm looking for. That it is giving me control of the board and control of the game, though. And this may sound stupid, but the less cards he has in front of him, the more control I have. Destruction decks tend to be about getting as many units and spells on the board as possible, while Chaos is just about big hits. The trees is just about control and healing, and death is all sorts of little tricks. Right, I'm going to draw here. But I'm not 100% in the clear yet. I may have a healthy lead, I may have done a blessing, but Destruction has a lot of big blessings that can cause an issue. Like, that's quite a big deal. Luckily he didn't have any units out. Okay, so let's do some damage of my own here. Okay. Let's get a bit of that Sylvanas synergy going. Sylvanas, that's the wrong game. Sylvaneth. Apologies, getting my franchises mixed up there. Do I want to draw? I want to keep that in my hat. I could have got away with a draw there actually, because I'm drawing so I'm drawing a card before my turn starts with that. Ooh. Okay, the synergy train is a roll-in. Right, let's drop one of these in my hand from a deck. And we'll get this back into my hand from a discard pile. And then we're going to deal 3 damage. Pop you down for the discard. And then draw. We'll do another 2. I'm going to draw just in case he gets rid of this card. Because he does have Deadly Chop in his arsenal, so he can get rid of Metamorphosis if he wishes to. Or is it a warrior card? Is Deadly Chop a warrior card? I mean, I can get rid of that, and I probably need to get rid of that. So I heal myself. Like all of a sudden my hand is huge. And I'm just going to dish damage out. I think I'm far ahead now to do that, and then we'll get rid of you. Give myself some healing. Bring Trample Underfoot back. And I need to get rid of that. I need to keep the I'm in a position now where I need to keep the gap between us. As Destruction does have the ability to kind of chain a bunch of damage with their blessings and the amount of extra actions that they can get. So like in theory, I think he would possibly be able to... Oh. Yeah. So I'm out. I'm finally out of removal. So he's going to be putting a grot here, which is going to reveal a blessing. Two. Okay, so yeah, I need to slow him down. Okay, so we will do that by putting you there. We will then do some discarding, which puts you in the fight. Get to draw. I'm going to do some damage. Which puts me in a healthy position. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm entirely out of the woods yet. I've managed to slow him down. And I have got the ability to kill him next turn. Just depends if he has any healing or if he has some mental destruction tricks in the bag, but I don't think he does. What are you thinking, Danny? What have you got? So he's taking it out of his deck. I think he knows that this is just abilities, right? Yeah. So I've got 2 damage incoming from this guy, and I've got 3 damage coming in from trample underfoot. So I've got lethal as it stands. It just depends on what he's got there in his hand. Okay, so he's going to try and quest that, but I don't think he's got anything that can deal 3. Yeah. So that's lethal. GG. Now, for the 3rd game in a row in this tournament, the deciding game is destruction versus destruction. So my milling squigtastic dudes against the loony wizard and his units. I'd like to say that I think the mill has the upper hand, but the mill just hasn't been able to finish the job. It is the Tottenham Hotspur of my decks, which, as a Tottenham fan, is incredibly frustrating that I even get to say that. But this should be a close one. So a destruction off for the 3rd game in this season. The deciding match is destruction versus destruction. Do I have the upper hand here? I don't know. I don't know anymore with milling. I mean, I got him down to 1 card. 1 card in the last one. And I still couldn't do it. Oh. Okay, let's see. But I always enjoy playing Danny, whether it's in a series like this or whether we just randomly get drawn against each other in sort of an official ranked game. But it's always great. I do very much prefer when it's kind of like a full series is played and all the games get played in this kind of conquest style. It just adds another layer to Warhammer Champions, and the fact that this tournament gets organised is great. It's community led. Not as many numbers as like the previous seasons, but hopefully people are still just trying to get their head around the new cards and things like that before they kind of jump into a sort of a competitive scene. But hope you're enjoying the videos. I will endeavour to get more sort of content up as we go along. Something that I'm going to be looking to do coming up in October. I will have a themed month with my decks. You may have seen when I was just gone straight in with that one. I can't remove that. You may have seen I have some themed stuff coming up where it's bloody October, isn't it? It's not October, it's October. We all know it's October. So I'll be jumping in to a lot of the games that I play, whether it's this, whether it's World of Warcraft or sort of some other games I've got planned. Everything's going to be Orc themed, so keep an eye out for that. Right, what am I going to chuff and do here? Okay, let's let's not mess about. Let's get this going. Okay, so I'm going to put this down, which means he's not going to be able to remove it for at least a turn. Come on, Mildek. So in the first round against Jason, I did get a win with this deck, but I didn't mill him out. I just won by normal means. I just really want to mill somebody. I mean, he's got a plethora of cards that he can put down. He's got this out nice and early. And you may have noticed it did that damage twice. Because this is the start of the turn, is that right? Oh, he's got rid of that. That's annoying. Is that right, or is it a bug? Is that a bug? Why did that happen twice? Okay, so who do I want to get rid of? I want to get rid of this. Okay, so this is very close. He's still got quite a lot of cards there. Okay, so what's the wording on this again? Highlight allies champions may use abilities. Control spells, reduce damage received from highlight enemy abilities. Okay. Have I got rid of any? Has he used any deadly chops yet? One. So he might have 2 deadly chops. So he could have a deadly chop in there. Again, there's not a lot of damage being dealt at the minute. But he does have some big damage blessings in there. But I think we both need to win this game to proceed on to the knockout stages. I don't think anyone's won all of their games, so I'm pretty certain. Oh, okay. I think he's playing it safe there so that he can have a bunch of cards to play with. I don't really want to use any of them yet. Okay, so here comes the first blessing. Such a good card. But sorry, Danny, I don't have any abilities that can do that amount of damage. Okay, so that's 2 deadly chops gone. Put you down because I'll do damage, I believe. Nice. No, am I going to deal damage for discarding that card? No. So 2, 3, discard a card, 5, 7, 9, 12. Whatever's in here. Oh. That's interesting. So he's dealing the 4 damage. Okay, so if I don't kill him, I've probably lost. What is in here? So I need to kill him this turn. 2, 3. Oh. I've only got 2 in my dish. Oh. Oh, he's got me. Oh, well played, buddy. Well played. Oh, kill mill. Kill the mill. So, Danny with the 3-2 win. That has probably means Danny has qualified and I've lost. So I think that might be me out of the tournament. But so close with the mill deck. So close. I had him down to 1 card. Oh, so I'm going to keep plugging on with that mill deck. Going to tweak it a little bit. Well played again, Danny. No doubt I'll see you again across the table, so to speak. Thanks for watching the video. Keep an eye out for sort of October in the next few days. I'm going to be just messing around with orc-themed decks, and you may see on solo they may have some kind of like orc-themed stuff in here as well. You've got reward campaigns, Look at that. That's just built for October. Look at that. Pre-built content. Fantastic. But thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for the October stuff. Obviously, the easiest way to do that is to subscribe to the channel. But also, I've got my Instagram, no beef, just party. Have a look on there because there'll be a lot of stuff on there as well. But thanks for watching the video. And Danny, well done again. Good luck in the rest of the tournament. And thanks a lot for watching, guys.